Welcome to Chumash with Rashi and Unkelus. We are in Parashat Bereshit, Perek Aleph, pasuk Daled. This will be part one of the class. But Ezrat Hashem, we're also going to start Ot Daled in Rashi today. In Bereshit, in Perek Aleph, pasuk Aleph, did you ever pay attention to what the pasuk says? I'm going to read it with you. Vayar Elohim et haor, and Hashem saw the light, Kitov, because it is good. Vayevdel Elohim ben haor uben hachoshech, and Hashem separated between the light and the darkness. When you look into this pasuk, does something stand out? Rabotai, I want you to pay close attention to the words in the pasuk. Vayar Elohim et haor, and Hashem saw the light, Kitov, because it's good. Vayevdel Elohim ben haor uben hachoshech. So therefore Hashem went and He separated between the light and the darkness. What happened? We do this every single year. What is the verse saying? Rashi Rabotai is going to say something fascinating. The Biur Rashi, what we're going to see Be'ezrat Hashem, the explanation on this piece of Rashi, I put it over here, we're going to see it. I never even looked at it like that. I never even thought of it. It never came to my mind until now. When you look into the pasuk says, Vayar Elohim et haor, and Hashem saw the light, Ki tov. Hashem saw the light, that the light was a good thing. Vayavdel Elohim ben haor ben hachoshech. Therefore Hashem went and He separated the light from the darkness. The reason why Hashem separated the light from the darkness, because the light is Ki tov, light is good. This is fascinating, Rabotai. You know, they say that when you sit in a dark room, it's chas v'shalom, resembles depression. When you sit in a room with light, that resembles simcha, happiness, enthusiasm. That's why it's good to have light, Rabotai. But as I look into this pasuk, comes out over here that the whole reason why Hashem separated the light from the darkness is because He saw that the light was good. And what, darkness is bad? Before we start the biur, let me do the Targum Unkelus with you first. Let's do it outside, then I'm going to translate it with the Ivrit, and then we're going to go back to Rashi. V'chaza Hashem yat nohora, arei tav, and Hashem saw that the light was good. V'afresh Hashem ben nohora uben hashocha, and Hashem separated the light from the darkness. So when we look into the pasuk, when it says v'chaza, v'chaza in Ivrit, in Lashon Ivrit, is going to be v'ra'ah. Hashem, yat et. Nehora means or. Arei, ki. Tav tov. So what are we saying? In Hebrew we're going to read it. V'ra'ah Hashem et ha'or ki tov. Va'afresh. What means va'afresh? V'hivdil. Hashem is Hashem, Ben is Ben, Nehora is Haor, Uben and Ben, Chashocha is Hachoshech. So how are we going to read this pasuk in Ivrit? Vera'ah Hashem et Haor, Ki Tov, Vehivdil Hashem, Ben Haor, Uben Hachoshech. So all we're saying is, and Hashem saw that the light was good, and He separated between the light and the darkness. That's Targum Unkelus. Let's move on to Rashi. What you see highlighted, that's the only Rashi we want to do today. The problem is, for that Rashi, the biur is this long. That's the explanation for that Rashi. Okay, up to here. Okay. One second. Okay, so now that we're going to start doing the Rashi, I want to show you how this Sefer, in the Bi'ur Rashi, how he's going to break down this whole Rashi. It says over here, Vayar et ha'or ki tov vayavdel. And Hashem saw that the light was good, so he separated. Okay, I'm not going to continue with this Rashi first. I just want to do the Bi'ur first and then we'll come back over here. Be'ezrat Hashem. Okay, now Rabotai, what we're going to speak about today is Havdalat ha'or le'tzadikim la'atid lavo. Separating the light for the tzadikim, for the righteous people, for the world to come, for the future. When the pasuk says in the Torah, in Bereshit Perek Aleph pasuk Daled, Vayar Elohim et ha'or, and Hashem saw the light, ki tov. Rabotai, this word right here is very important. Ki tov, right over here. Ki tov. Once Hashem saw that the light was good, Vayevdel Elohim ben ha'or u ben ha'choshech. So then Hashem went and he separated the light from the darkness. Okay. Begins the Bi'ur Rashi. Kishem shakatuv bereshit bara Elohim et hasham ve'et ha'aretz mitparesh al pi midrasho. Just like when we had the verse of Bereshit bara Elohim et hasham ve'et ha'aretz, we explained it according to the midrash, according to the expounding of that verse. Because remember, you have two ways you can learn Chumash. Lefi Peshat, according to its simple understanding, and Lefi Midrash, and according to its expounding, the way you're able to expound from it. So he says here, just like we went ahead and we expounded Bereshit bara Elohim et hasham ve'et ha'aretz, ki mevu'or le'el pasuk Aleph, like it was explained above in pasuk Aleph, we did do this whole pasuk. Av bekatuv zeh, so too in this verse, anu tzrichim lizdakek ledivre Agadah. We need to rely on the words of the Agadah, shidarshu bo chachamim, where the chachamim expounded it on it. Why do we have to rely on the words of the Agadah, where the rabbis went ahead and they wanted to explain this pasuk completely different than its original explanation? Rabotai, listen to what he says. Lifi, because it's impossible for you to explain it according to a simple understanding. Why? It doesn't make sense, Rabotai, because for the goodness of the light, that is not the reason to separate it from darkness. Let me go back 1 second. When it says over here, Vayar Elohim et ha'or ki tov, so what, just because the light is good, that's a reason why you have to separate it from bad? Let's go back over here. Sharet, wait. One more time. Because seemingly, seemingly it's impossible to explain according to its simple understanding. Why? Because just because you tell me right now over here that for the goodness of the light, right over here, Rabotai. What? Just because for the goodness of the light, that's not a reason to go ahead and separate it from choshech. That's not a reason. Just because the light is good, that's a reason to separate it. Ve'od, and another problem I have. She'ha'or ve'hoshech mafdilim ze mizeh me'etzem teva'am. 1 second. Light and darkness, they are separate. They are separate from one another by nature. Light is not mixed into darkness. He brings down over here in the Gur Aryeh and also the Re'em over here in the footnotes. He says, what makes darkness, Rabotai? The absence of light. Because there's no light, that's why you have darkness. Once you have light, there's no darkness. So really they cannot be mixed in to one another. So he says, "Ve'od she'ha'or ve'ha'choshech mavdilim ze mizeh me'etzem tiv'am." That light and darkness, they're separated from one another by nature. Sharehem hafuchim ze mizeh. They're completely opposites from one another. Ve'en tzorich la'shuv u'lavdilam. There's no need for you to go back and separate them. They're already separated. So what am I going to do with this pasuk? He said, "Vayar Elohim et ha'or ki tov," and Hashem saw that the light was good. Vayevdel Elohim ben ha'or ben ha'choshech. Well, I don't get it. First of all, number one, just because the light is good, that's the reason to separate it from darkness. Number two, or v'choshech, by nature, they're two different entities, and they're opposite of each other. And number three, he said, there's no need to come back and tell me right now, Vayavdal Elohim ben ha'or ben ha'choshech, and Hashem separated the light from the darkness. Why would you separate light from darkness if by nature they're already separated from one another? This is beautiful, Rabotai. This is beautiful stuff. Right, so we conclude right over here. There's no need to go back and separate them. So what is the pasuk telling us? What is the Torah teaching us, Rabbi Yisrael? What is the Torah teaching us? Wait. Where did he go? Right here. Vayar Elohim et ha'or ki tov vayavdel Elohim ben ha'or ben ha'choshech. What's the chiddush there? Listen to what Rashi is saying. What's the chiddush in the Torah? What are you separating? You want to separate the light because it's good? That's the reason, Abotai. Why? And who said darkness is bad? Since when does anything that Hashem creates is bad, chas v'shalom? Why should light be better than darkness? Why? Darkness is not good? A lot of times you need darkness. If there's no darkness, how are you going to go to sleep? You're going to always have sun in your face. So, Rabotai, what does it mean? Does it make sense? Right? Does it chas v'shalom? That's the way it comes out. Comes Rashi, Rabotai, the biur in the Rashi first. Eile behechrach, Rabotai, rather we are forced to learn. En kavanat hakatuv lahavdala ben ha'or la'chosh. Of course, the intention of the verse is not to come to tell you read that Hashem separated the light from the darkness. They're separated by nature. That's not something that Hashem has to come back and do again and he has to write it in the Torah. No! Eila lahavdalat ha'or. You know what Hashem was saying over here? Hashem was separating, you know what kind of light? No, not the light that you have today. A different type of light. Look what he says, Rabbi Yisai. Eila rather, lahavdalat ha'or miyuchad. To separate a special light. Shehi'ir be'ot yom. That lit up the world at that day. Vehu ha'or sheshanine bo Masechet Chagiga Daf Yud Bet Amud Aleph. That is the light that was taught about it in Masechet Chagiga Daf page 12, side 1. What does it say over there? Or shebara HaKadosh Baruch Hu beyom harishon. The light that HaKadosh Baruch Hu created on day 1. Adam tzofe umabit bo misov ha'olam ve'ad sofo. A person is able to look through that light from one end of the world to the next end of the world. Rabotai, listen to this language in Masechet Chagiga Daf Yud Bet Amud Aleph. Or shebara HaKadosh Baruch Hu biyom harishon. When HaKadosh Baruch Hu created light on day 1, that type of light is not the light that you have now. It was a different type. It was a special kind of light. Adam tzofe umabit bo misov ha'olam ve'ad sofo. A person, if you would have that light today, you would be able to see from one end of the world to the next end of the world. You were able to see what's going on in the whole world. Like X-rays, Rabotai, you'll be able to see what's going on in the whole world. That's the light that was what we're speaking about. So go back over here, Rabotai. So what are we really speaking about over here? Eila, what did Hashem separate? Eila lahavdalata or miyuchad shi'ir be'ot yom. Rather is going on separating that special light that gave light on that day. Like his brother Masechet Chagiga on Daf Yud Bet Amud Aleph. Remember the source, Rabotai. You can share this with anyone you want, especially on Shabbos tables. Can you imagine what Hashem created and then He took it away? So what happened? So where's the light? Where did it go? No problem. Shemikivin shira'ahu Hashem shuhu tov. Now we're understanding. And since Hashem saw that it's good, let me go over here for a second. Right here. ki tov. When it says in the pasuk Vayar Elohim et haor ki tov, when it says in the pasuk, and Hashem saw the light that it's good. What kind of light did he see that it's good? The light that was created on day one of creation. With that light, you were able to go ahead and see with that light from the end of the world to the other end of the world. Once Hashem saw this, what happened? Ve'enu kadai lishtamesh. He says, it's not fit that people would use it today. Ve'enu kadai lishtamesh ra'ui shishtamshu bo harishayim shiyu ba'olam. Hashem said it's not proper that the Rishayim that are going to be in this world, that they should use that light. Rabotai, look what's going on in the world without this light, with the chaos that people are doing, stealing, robbing. Look what's going on in other parts of the world. That's without this light. Look at their behavior like animals. So comes Rabotai, the pure Rashi, and he says, since Hashem saw that this special light is good, not regular light. Regular light I have no question on. This special light is good, and it's not proper for the Rishaim to use it when they're going to be in the world. Therefore Ganzo, therefore Hashem hid it. Vihivdilo, and he separated Letzadikim for the righteous people. Shehenu memenu la'atid lavo ba'olam haba, that they should benefit from that light in the future, in the world to come. That's what the pasuk means, Rabotai, over here. Vayar Elohim et haor ki tov. What kind of or? The or hamiyuchad, the special light. Why was it good? Because that light, Rabotai, you were able to see from one end to the next. And Hashem said it's not fitting for Rishaim, for the wicked, to use this light. So what did Hashem do? Vayevdel Elohim ben haor or ben hachoshech. So therefore Hashem went and he separated this special light from the darkness. Why? Because he wanted to leave it for the tzaddikim in the world to come. Where did he go? Where did my cursor go? I can see. Oh, right there. Okay. Now, Rabotai, look at the Biur explains this. Upirish akatufu, Rabotai. Let's go with the pasuk. Okay, let's go with the pasuk. The way you have to learn the verses like this is how you have to explain the verse. When it says in the pasuk, Vayar Elohim et haor, let me just highlight this also 1 second. Should have done this before. Just give me 1 second. This is from the Torah. Okay, right, Rabotai. Just watch this. Okay, I'm not. Whatever you see in red, all these red highlighted words, that's mamish from the Torah. Right? Vayar Elohim et haor ki tov, vayevdel Elohim ben haor v'chachoshech. So watch this. Look how he's going to break down this pasuk. So this is how you have to explain the verse. Vayar Elohim et haor ki hu ra'ui letzadikim. Rabotai, you see what I just did? And Hashem saw that this light, which we call the special light, ki hu, because it, ra'ui, is fit letzadikim, for the righteous, hanikraim tov. The righteous people are called tov. So when it says in the pasuk, Vayar Elohim et haor ki tov, you know what he was saying? Hashem said, when Hashem saw this special light, because it was fit for tzaddikim who are called good. So now you could even see the verse in the Torah when it says ki tov. Right away when it says ki tov, the tov is going, Rabotai, on the tzaddikim, because they're called tov. So one more time. Vayar Elohim et haor ki hu ra'ui letzadikim hanikrim tov. And Hashem saw the light because it's fit for the righteous people that are called tov. How do we know that the righteous people are called tov? Kekatov, like it's written in Yishai in Perek Gimel pasuk Yud. Imru tzadik ki tov. Say the tzaddik that he is good. Ve'alken, and therefore now that we know that the tzaddik is called tov, so therefore what does Hashem do? Vayevdel Elohim. Hashem went and he separated between hatzadikim shem ba'alei ha'or, between the tzadikim which are called or, which are called light, leben harishaim shehem ba'alei ha'choshech, between the rishaim which are called darkness. Bekach sheganaz et ha'or rak letzadikim. In that way that he hid the light only for tzadikim. So when you look into the pasuk, when it says Vayar Elohim et ha'or ki tov, Vayivdel Elohim ben ha'or ben ha'choshech, what the pasuk is really telling us like this. And Hashem saw the special light, that it was only fit for the tzaddikim, which are tov. Then Hashem went and He separated between the or and the choshech. You know what means between the or and the choshech? Between the tzaddikim, which are called or, to the reshaim, which are called choshech. That's why Hashem went and He hid the light only for the tzaddikim, because He did not want the reshaim to use the light. Rabotai, let's see the Rashi. But this is the whole Rashi. What we just did was the biur on Rashi. Now let's see the Rashi. When it says in the pasuk Vayar et haor ki tov vayivdel, when Hashem saw the light that it's good and He separated. So Rashi says, Av bezo anu tzrichim ledivre agada. Even in this, we need to use the words of the Agada. Ra'ahu she'enu kada lishtamesh bo rishaim. Hashem saw that it's not fit, it's not proper for the rishaim, for the evil doers, to use this light. So what did He do? V'hivdilu litzadikim. So therefore He went and He separated for the tzadikim. That's the whole Rashi. Rabotai, with this background over here, with this whole background that we just did, you appreciate this Rashi. You see what it means to learn in depth? Okay, let's just do a small chazara. The Torah says God saw the light that it was good and He separated from darkness. At first it sounds like because the light was good, God split it away from dark. But that doesn't really make sense. Light and dark are already different by themselves. So what does it really mean? It means God made a very special holy light on the first day. He saw this light was too good, too holy for bad people to use. So God hid the light and saved it only for good people, which are the tzaddikim, to enjoy later in the world to come.